Hello students, today topic is spectrum. Under this topic we will study what is spectrum, what is dispersion, reason behind this dispersion and some important points. So first come to the spectrum. What is spectrum? You know a white color contains 7 color band. Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. This 7 color band is called spectrum. So reason behind this spectrum. As you know, when white light passes through the prism, it will split into 7 colors. So that phenomena is called dispersion. So splitting of white light into its constituent colors. When passes through prism. So that is called dispersion. Next I will explain what is the reason behind this dispersion. So if you remember, when I have explained the refraction through a prism, we have studied the angle of deviation. So for that we have studied 4 factors. First is angle of incidence, second angle of prism, third refractive index and fourth is the wavelength. So I will pick this factor. You know each and every color has its own wavelength. Violet has 4000 and red has 8000 angstrom. As we will move from violet to red, wavelength increase. And whose wavelength is least, refractive index maximum and deviation is also maximum. So that's why violet color will deviate more whereas red color will deviate least, as each and every color has different wavelength, different speed in different medium. So that's why it will deviate at different angle. Some important points regarding this dispersion. First note, dispersion occurs at first surface. So dispersion occur only this surface, this first surface, because white light split into 7 colors only on the first surface. Whereas deviation occur at both the surface. Deviation means it will strike at different angle. So deviation occur first phase as well as second phase. You have seen there is a different width of the deviation of all these 7 colors. Our next topic is electromagnetic, one thing is left. Third, prism itself does not produce colors, it only split colors of white light of incident on it. What does it mean? It means prism only split the colors, itself it will not produce any colors. What does it mean? If I will consider one prism, white light strike and it will split into its constituent colors, 7 colors. I just consider Vibgyor and red. After that I will keep one slit in which only yellow color will pass. Here is further one more prism, strike the yellow color, output will be yellow. So it means if this prism receive white light, it will split this white light into 7 color. If the second prism receive only yellow color, it will give only yellow color. So that is the meaning of this. Prism itself does not produce any colors, rather it will split only the 7 colors of the white light which incident on it. This is all about your spectrum. Next topic is electromagnetic spectrum. So what does it means? We have studied under the heading spectrum, white light split into 7 colors. That means it doesn't mean that white light contain only and only 7 colors. So apart from these 7 colors, white light contain all these things. So one sunlight, one white light contains all these 7 things. This 7 things band is called electromagnetic spectrum. Now we will do the detailed study of this electromagnetic spectrum. First I will tell you the members of all this spectrum. First, gamma ray, X-ray, ultraviolet, visible light, infrared, microwave as well as the radio wave. I have written all this in the increasing order of the wavelength. if you will see gamma whose wavelength is less than 0.1 angstrom. X-ray, the range 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. Ultraviolet 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom. Visible light, this 7 color band is called visible light because that we can see with the our naked eyes. So its wavelength is 4000 angstrom to 8000 angstrom. Infrared 8000 to 10 raised to power 7. Microwave 10 raised to power 7 angstrom to 10 raised to power 11 angstrom. Radio wave above 10 raised to power 11 angstrom. So if you will see, when we will move from gamma to radio wave, wavelength going to increase. Other thing which we want to study more, we will study all these 6 things regarding each and every member. So first is the discoverer. If you will consider gamma ray discoverer, Beckler and Curie, Madame Curie, and for X-ray this is Röntgen, for ultraviolet that is Ritter, and for visible light Newton, for infrared Herschel, microwave Hertz, and radio wave Marconi. Same way there are different methods to detect this, because for prism we can't detect all these radiations because this simple glass will absorb all the spectrum parts except visible light. So for detection we are using different detecting source. So first gamma ray we can detect with the help of its penetrating power, as its penetrating power is more. For X-ray it can produce the fluorescence on the fluorescent material just like ZNS screen. Ultraviolet we can discover with the AgCl, a silver chloride solution. When we will pass on the ultraviolet radiation on the silver chloride solution, firstly it is red color change to violet, and at the end violet change to black. Visible light, we can easily see the object in the presence of visible light. Infrared, that is identified on the basis of its hot body properties. Its nature is very very hot, and when we will take the blackened thermometer in this region, blackened thermometer, there is sudden rise in its temperature that shows the infrared radiation. Microwave we can detect with the help of oscillatory electrical circuit, whereas radio wave with the help of the aerials of TV and radio receivers. Next is source, different source, and you know that is the gamma ray source, cosmic rays, and X-ray source from the heavy metal. When we will target the electrons on the heavy metal, when it will strike and penetrate through the heavy metal, there is producing the X-ray. Ultraviolet, sunlight is a good source of ultraviolet. Visible light also, sunlight is a good source of visible light. Infrared, so we can obtain the infrared radiation from the lamp with thoriated filament, means lamp whose filament is coated with the thorium. Microwave we can find out from the electronic device like crystal oscillator, whereas radio wave we can get from TV and radio transmitter. Next is properties. Gamma ray, otherwise the some common properties of all this, 2 or 3 are common properties. Always travel with the same speed, 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, whereas it exhibit the phenomena of reflection as well as refraction. They produce the fluorescence. But some special property of all these spectrum parts, first as concerned to gamma, for its special properties, penetration power is very strong. For X-ray it produces the fluorescence. For ultraviolet it can pass through the quartz prism, as well as it can less scattered in a dust particles. Visible light, we can see the object in the visible light. Infrared special, it can pass through the rock salt prism. And microwave and radio wave as the common properties, that is they travel with a 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, and they can exhibit refraction. So fifth one is the uses. As concerned to gamma, they are used in medical science to kill cancer cell, and X-ray that is used to detect the fracture in bones, and ultraviolet that is used to sterilizing purpose to kill the germs or to producing the vitamin D in the sunlight. And for visible light we can see any object only in the presence of visible light, whereas infrared radiation, so many uses, it is not affected the photographic plate, so that's why we can do the photography in fog and mist or in night time. Microwave we are using for cooking purpose, whereas radio wave we can use in radar communication. As concerned to harmful effect, very selected radiations as harmful effect. One is gamma, other is ultraviolet, third is infrared. Gamma, biological damages, more exposed that gamma rays. So ultraviolet leads to the skin cancer, whereas infrared leads to the skin burn. This is all about electromagnetic spectrum. Thank you.